Mānuka honey.
Mānuka honey is a monophthalmal honey produced in New Zealand and Australia from the nectar of the Mānuka tree. It has in vitro antibacterial properties, but there is not conclusive evidence of benefit in medical use. It has been classified as a therapeutic good in Australia, and has received approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 2007.
Identification.
Mānuka honey is produced by introduced European honeybees Apis mellifera feeding on the Mānuka or tea tree Leptospermum scoparium and or Leptospermum polygaleifolium, which grows uncultivated throughout New Zealand and southeastern Australia. Mānuka honey is markedly thixotropic and has shown the highest viscosity among a range of studied honeys. This property is due to the presence of a protein or colloid and is its main visually defining character, along with its typical dark cream to dark brown color. To be labeled Mānuka honey, at least 70% of its pollen content should come from Leptospermum scoparium. The Mānuka tree flowers more or less at the same time as Kunzia ericoides, another Myrtaceae species also called Canica, which often shares the same growing areas as the former species. Some apiarists cannot readily differentiate these two species from each other. Both flowers have a similar morphology and pollen differentiation between the two species is very difficult. Therefore, melissibullinology as identification for the type of honey is valid only in association with other identification tests. In particular, L. scoparium honey is dark, whereas K. ericoides honey is pale yellow and clear, with a delicate, sweet, slightly aromatic aroma and a sweet, slightly aromatic flavor, and is not thixotropic. Heathercarluna vulgaris honey is also thixotropic, but the plant flowers in late summer and its montane distribution area does not correspond with that of Leptospermum scoparium. Therefore, its harvest cannot be mistaken for that of Mānuka honey.
Food.
Mānuka honey has a strong flavor, which has been characterized as earthy, oily, herbaceous, and florid, rich and complex. Other qualificatives used by the New Zealand honey industry are a damp earth, heather, aromatic aroma and a mineral, slightly bitter flavor.
Medicinal properties.
A 2002 review found that although the antibacterial activity of honeys including Mānuka honey had been demonstrated in vitro, the number of clinical case studies was small. The review concluded that there was a potential for its use in the management of a large number of wound types. A 2008 Cochrane review found that honey may help improve superficial burns compared to standard dressing, but there was insufficient evidence from studies, many of which were on Mānuka honey, to be conclusive, and the use of honey for leg ulcers provided no benefit. The review found that there was insufficient evidence for any benefit in other types of chronic wounds, as all of the data came from a single center of research, and that data from trials of higher quality found honey had no significant effect on healing rates or had significantly slower rates of healing. Methylglyoxal MgO is the major antibacterial component of Mānuka honey. Other smaller antibacterial effects are expected to arise from the osmolarity and pH of the Mānuka honey. In vitro studies indicate methylglyoxal is an effective antimicrobial agent against forms of MRSA, although studies have not been done in humans. Mānuka honey, alongside other antibacterial products, does not reduce the risk of infection following treatment